Hey everybody, it's Paul Ramsey, and I'm joined by Lisa Sigsworth, who is presenting a 1-hour seminar at the 2017 NGH convention. The title is Crossing Over, Using Hypnosis at the End of Life. How are you, Lisa?
I'm well. How are you, Paul?
I'm well. Thanks for being here. Hey, we've never met before. We never had a chance to chat before, so I want to learn a little bit about you. Tell me how you got into hypnotism.
Well, after 26 years of working in the field of hospice, several years ago, I met a wonderful man, Conrad Adams, and he got me very interested in hypnosis and what it could actually do for pain management and also helping people to let go of goals at the end of their life. A lot of people think, well, hypnosis, meh, oogie boogie, especially down here in the South.
Yeah.
But actually, it's such a wonderful, absolutely amazing tool to use.
Yeah.
Nurses, I'm a registered nurse. Over the years, I've used guided imagery and all kinds of different things to help people with pain management, symptom control. But this actually takes it to a whole different level. We always think about goal setting. How do you set a goal? You want to set a goal. In hypnosis, you set a goal and you clear everything out. This is a reversal of setting your goals. You're going to be removing your goals and putting yourself into an area of being able to let go of them, to be able to stop that progression on there. And it actually helps with spiritual and emotional and psychological pain, because that actually can be a lot worse at the end of life than physical pain.
Wow. That's such an interesting concept. I mean, literally, I've never heard anyone talk before about the idea of letting go of goals. It's culturally, all it is it's you pursue them and you do them, right? Like that's a
Yes.
very interesting idea.
Yes.
What do you think is the value of what you're going to be talking about in that hour for practitioners? Well, how's it going to help them do their thing better?
I believe that everybody needs to let go of goals at some point in their life. Everyone's born, everyone dies. And if you're not dying yourself immediately or close, we all, of course, all are dying at some point. You're working with somebody who grief has attached itself to. You've had somebody that's come to you in your practicum that has grief. They've have leftover grief. Somebody died and there wasn't anything that they were able to do because their goals are no longer being met. They had a life. They had goals.
Yeah.
They had things that they wanted to do, that they really wanted to do with this person, and they're not there anymore. So actually it's working with their goals too, to be able to let go of those goals so that they can actually go on, not only for the person dying, but also for the person working with them, to let them be able to let go of these things and to be able to cross and to be able to do it effectively and without pain, and to be able to have hope.
Forgive my ignorance, but this is not an area that I'm familiar with. So I always find it's just better to ask and fess up your ignorance right out front. So like, well, and we deal in our profession with limiting beliefs a lot, right? And so perhaps I'm just perpetuating a limiting belief, and it's okay if you tell me that I am, but do you find that it takes a certain special kind of person to work in hospice and to do this kind of work?
I do. I believe that you have to have empathy and compassion, not sympathy, but empathy. And
Yeah.
you actually want to be able to help people have an option at life, to be able to die somewhere other than in a hospital. A lot of the
Mhm.
hospice practitioners do that. But those that we do work with in a hospital setting, we sit there, make sure that the patients and the families know about palliative care, which means symptom pain management.
Mhm.
It can be used in a hospital setting, in a home setting, whichever one, to be able to let them know. I've been in it for a very long time. My mother died in 1989. Someone did tell me that she was dying, but I didn't quite believe it. And
Mhm.
I walked in and found her dead. She had died of cancer. I was also 9 months pregnant. I had my daughter the day of her funeral. I got out of education and went into the field of hospice. And
Mhm.
so over the last 26 years, I've seen people come and go in it. Some people do okay, some people do not.
Yeah. Is there, so let me take you to the, could you take me to the next level then, which is based on what you're going to be sharing and teaching in this 1 hour, is there application for mainstream hypnotists with the letting go of goals, or is it really for people who are doing hospice care, nursing, really working with a select group of people?
No, I do believe that your general practitioners most definitely can learn how to do this,
Yeah.
because you can learn how to let go of goals in all kinds of different settings.
Okay, that's what I was kind of getting
All
at.
different types of settings can
Yeah.
you let go of a goal, because usually whenever you're working with a client, you're going to have to teach them how to goal set, but sometimes their actual pain comes from having goals that weren't met.
Yep.
So how do you let go of those goals in order to be able to meet the new goals?
Okay, I follow. Yep.
And so
Okay.
actually, not only is it workable at the end of your life, but you can use this transitional. One of the things that I have in my book is transitional detachment. Transitional detachment means that you're letting go during a transit time between phases of your life. And phases of your life can happen from you walking in from this door into another door, or you're losing a job and going to a different job, or you've lost anything. Loss can be not necessarily death.
Yep. Okay. All right. That's a helpful clarification. Thank you so much. Um, Tell me more about, I mean, you've been doing this for decades, and working with folks and working on these issues. Can you tell me about like how learning about this particular hypnosis at the end of life, how did it come about that it really, the light bulb went off for you and it made you realize you could help people in a really more powerful way? Like, what was that aha for you? Do you know what I mean?
I can tell you exactly my aha moment.
Yeah.
I was training under Conrad Adams, and he came and told me that he was dying,
Oh.
and he wanted to know a little more about what I did in hospice. And so I was actually training under him for hypnosis to become certified. And I actually wrote my little book to help him learn how to pass away using his own techniques
Mm-hmm.
with transitions and hypnosis and using guided imagery with the hypnosis. This book came about with me trying to help my mentor to cross over
Sure.
and do it as effectively and helpful. Um, have you ever seen the movie Beetlejuice?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, you know the little movie about Beetlejuice, and I actually do have my little Beetlejuicy glasses here. That movie has a little book called The Handbook for the Recently Deceased.
That's yes.
Ah, well, actually, when he and I talked about it, I said, well, here's your little handbook for the not quite deceased.
Oh.
And he and I went over, and Shelley Stockwell Nicholson helped me with doing some of the documents in there and making sure that I didn't go way up here
Yeah.
with everything. And then he and I sat and we talked about the different phases of his life and what you need to do, because it actually goes through the very beginning and whenever your 5 stages of grieving and loss, which is your denial stage, your anger, your bargaining, your depression, and then your acceptance.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff to tell you how to physically die. And there's lots of things out there to tell you that you're going to do this, but to get you mentally ready and to be able to use hypnosis to relax and meditate and to be able to get yourself prepared for transiting to another phase.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so each one of the steps uses that, and it not only helps the patient, but it helps the family unit. And I was very happy. I talked to Conrad's daughter, who actually did use some of this book whenever she took her dad in to be able to cross over.
Yeah. Great. Well, listen, the way you just described that, I mean, I think that buttons it all up very nicely. So I don't want to push you more. I think we'll start to get into like giving away the meat of your presentation.
I
So
can talk
that's,
on this all night.
I know, and it's interesting. I'd love to, but I want to make sure people respect your time and that they come and they spend time with you. So you guys, just to recap, crossing over, using hypnosis at the end of life, August 13th. That's the Sunday of the convention at 3 p.m. It's a 1 hour seminar, so it's covered by your convention registration fee already. All you got to do is show up and spend an hour with Lisa and let her share what she's developed and what she knows with you. And hopefully, some of you will tap into a whole new level of service that you can provide to people, and know that you're really serving other human beings at an important time in their life or their end of life. So, Lisa, if people want to learn more about you, what's a good way for them to do that?
They can actually look me up on Lisa at lisasigsworth.com. My business name is Cornerstone Paradigm, and you can Google me under Cornerstone Paradigm. But I'm actually available. I will have some books with me at the meeting, so I'll have some of those with me, and I'm always available to talk and chat one-on-one. Yes.
Excellent. Excellent. Hey, thanks so much for making time for me.
I am absolutely thrilled that I was able to meet up and get this done. Thank you so
Good.
much.
Good. All right. We'll see you in August.
Wonderful. I'm glad. I'm very excited to meet you and everyone
All
else
right.
out there.
All right. Be well.